There is no doubt that the battle in Vietnam was every bit as intense as the clips and stories that you will see and hear today. However, this story is about selflessness, as well as a caring towards others that will have you checking your own level of morality and empathy. John Philip Baca, Vietnam War Medal of Honor. A quote made famous by John. "The best thing was getting drafted," he later said. "Because I probably would have maybe spent a little time in jail." He was a hero, a true American. Fighting an intense war while remaining passionate, along selflessly being devoted to his comrades. This would be the defining factor that would forever cement the name John Philip Baca into the history books forever. John Philip Baca was a specialist 4th class of the Vietnam War, and was under the command of 4th Platoon, Company D, 1st Battalion, 12th Cavalry.
As a teenager, most of the time I wasn't in school. I was ditching school, hitchhiking down the beach and body surfing, or had multiple visits to juvenile hall, maybe habitual truants from school. And I think the best thing was getting drafted, because, probably would have maybe spent a little time in jail. I didn't really, I didn't really understand what was going on. I knew the war, but I didn't know, I know they were protesting, but I just shut that out of my life, just do my time and go overseas and come back home. I snuck away from the company and I called my mom here in San Diego. I surprised her with a phone call. I lied to her, telling her I was in the rear, I had a rear job, I'm doing the laundry, I'm working at the post office, don't worry about me, because I think the following day I walked up, I led us into a swamp, but I didn't lead us into an ambush. I saw this North Vietnamese soldier sitting on a trail on a bunker. And I just kind of caught him off guard and surprised him. And I was away from it was just him and I. And his rifle was beside him, and I just knew, God, I don't want to shoot this guy, and he doesn't want to die. I'm afraid, there's nobody here, what do I do? And I knew what to say to him: surrender, Chu Hoi, and that was the words he wanted. And I motioned for him to move to another area, say a covering, so I could run down there and pick him up, and I did. And I had pictures of my mom and my sisters, and I shared them with him, and he had pictures of his family. And I knew, what are we doing, That was a beautiful time. It was like a beautiful Christmas gift. Our company had been out in the field, somewhere along Cambodia, we don't know, 30, 40 days. Kind of like in virgin territory, making our own trails and cutting through the real triple thick bamboo in the jungles. Set up a couple warning devices on the trail right before dusk. Warning devices were wires, trip flare wires, where maybe there's a grenade one end, a claymore mine 50 yards up the road. So we had to see if there's any movement coming down the trail, and not to cause any disturbance, but to report it. I guess one of those trip wires went off, and explosion, and heard a lot of commotion, Vietnamese, and a lot of confusion, and a few people went out to check it out, and they received fire, maybe from the woods. And our guys were out in the open, and so they're being fired at. And, well, I came out there a few moments later with the 90, and I got ready to set up. And I think I put a round, or someone put a round in the 90 recoilless. I got everybody low, and I was going to fire over their head. And assistant machine gunner, he'd turn around and come running back at me, and I saw his face all bloody, he was screaming. He didn't knock me over, but he knocked the 90 away from me. He just keeps running in a panic, and then I notice a grenade, maybe it was his. And it's like time stopped. And all these thoughts go through my mind, do I pick it up, throw it? Do I stand on it? Do I run from it? What do I do? If my mom finds out, she's gonna really be upset. My best friend, Art, who we kept in contact all these years, but he's where you're at, and I push him out of the way, and I took my helmet, and I guess I put it under my stomach, and it's like slow motion. Just kind of slowly fell on top of me. My whole life flashed through me, my childhood, and it's like my mom and my sisters were right in front of me. And the next moment I'm on my back and I thought I was severed in half. You know, there was no pain. That my legs were cut in half and I saw my stomach coming out and it just didn't look good. But I was peaceful. Like there was no pain, and you know, it was the most beautiful moment I ever had in my life. It was hands holding me, and it wasn't somebody I could see. I just sensed the presence of God right there, and it was beautiful. It was just a wanting to die moment. I was struggling. Wow, you've always been here. I'm trying to look into this person, this invisible person's face. Well, if this is what dying is like, I want to go. This is beautiful, beautiful feeling. Shock or whatever it was, but I was awake. I guess, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, a helicopter comes in, the area's cleared. So they put me on the helicopter. I'm still awake. And my friend Art, he's screaming and yelling. They bandage up his legs, but we held hands. We had to have that human connection. And I don't know, 15, 20 minutes back, wherever the fire base was, the MASH unit, triage, and they separated us. And that's when I had the complications. I hemorrhaged on everybody, and the next thing I knew, I was out.
His actual citation reads the following: "For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action, at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. Specialist. Baca, Company D, distinguished himself while serving on a recoilless rifle team during a night ambush mission. A platoon from his company was sent to investigate the detonation of an automatic ambush device forward of his unit's main position, and soon came under intense enemy fire from concealed positions along the trail. Hearing the heavy firing from the platoon position and realizing that his recoilless rifle team could assist the members of the besieged patrol. Specialist. Baca led his team through the hail of enemy fire to a firing position within the patrol's defensive perimeter. As they prepared to engage the enemy, a fragmentation grenade was thrown into the midst of the patrol. Fully aware of the danger to his comrades, Specialist Baca unhesitatingly and with complete disregard for his own safety, covered the grenade with his steel helmet and fell on it as the grenade exploded, thereby absorbing the lethal fragments and concussion with his body. His gallant action and total disregard for his personal well-being directly saved 8 men from certain serious injury or death. The extraordinary courage and selflessness displayed by Specialist Baca, at the risk of his life, are in the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit on him, his unit, and the U.S. Army."
I was in Japan. Still, they flew my mom to Japan. I had complications, so she stayed with me maybe 3 or 4 weeks. And kids all around were dying. And I wondered, where's these other parents for these kids? The news is not there to show these kids dying. I went to college, and after my first semester in college up in Costa Mesa, Pentagon called, president of the college. He used to be my minister. I was going to church, and they made an announcement. I was going to go back to the White House to get the Medal of Honor, June of '71. We flew from San Diego with my mom and my 2 sisters and my stepdad. They were really proud. And Nixon, his time was limited, and he just recognized who we were and put the medal around us, and then he was on his way.
In 2002, a park was named in his honor, in Huntington Beach, California. 3. At the park's dedication on April 27th, he read the following poem. "It's a playground for the young, a walk for the dog. These grounds will be blessed by the rain and the sun, free from the smog. A refuge for the birds vacationing south, let's visit Baca's Park. Soon it won't be long for all to enjoy their song. My buddies and friends have joined me for this delight. Some unknown evenings I may be sitting upon my bench enjoying the quiet of the night. What is a park? A sight of beauty, a place to rest, a place to stay, leave one's worries, also leave behind their stress of the day. A solitude visitor can be still, enjoy the quiet of their thought. One can hear the voices in the breeze, trees are clapping their hands, with the movement of the leaves. All humanity can find a space. All are welcome to a safe, you might say sacred place. These grounds will be a witness for families, lovers and friends who picnic, play, hold hands and maybe embrace. It will be filled with harmony and song and the smile of God's grace. One last thing before I depart and be on my way. I sat on the bench and a swing in the park that was dedicated in my honor and in my name on this beautiful day. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content.